we've got the Omaru behind us. We've actually just dropped into Lithgow to pick up some supplies. Weather's not playing kind with us at the moment, but we've been down at Glenroy campsite. Weather has come in this morning, but it's all right because we're on the way to somewhere else this afternoon, and I reckon that cloud's going to clear up and it's going to be a beautiful afternoon. So I'm Mark and I'm from Signature Camper Trailers, and currently we're in a beautiful state forest not far from Sydney, only a couple of hours away from Sydney, but I'm not going to tell you where because it's our little secret camping spot. Behind me here is the brand new Omaru, which is a 2025 release, and it's the first foray for Signature Campers into a dual axle trailer. And this one we've decided to go down the lines of a family orientated dual axle trailer. It's a very unique setup. We spend almost every weekend out on the road talking to people and getting a feel for what people want. There's a couple of things that are evolving in the market. One is people do want to take more and more stuff with them. They want more features in the vans. There's a lot of families that have, 3, 4, even 5 kids, and there's nothing in the off-road sort of camper trailer to caravan market that basically suits these bigger families that still want to do off-grid camping. You've got to go to a 19, 20, 21, 22 foot van to get any more than 3 beds basically, and decent storage, somewhere to sit and live in it, basically to use it on a day-to-day basis. It's a bit different for us because we're used to dealing with a single axle trailer. We think we've mastered the single axle setup. We've got a number in our range of different single axle setups. We've got pop tops, we've got full heights, we've got 13 foots all the way up to 16 foots. Got a huge range of different layouts in single axles, and basically expanding in that size is our personal opinion is you shouldn't be going any bigger than 16 foot on a single axle. I know some companies do. You want to go bigger, then you got to go dual axle, and we were curious to see how that was going to change the dynamics in terms of basically where you could take these things. We've taken our trailers to some of the best places in Australia, really remote, Fraser Island, all through the Victorian high country, and we don't generally stick to the main routes. We want to go explore and we want to find the hidden campsites. We want to sit down by the river. We want the dogs to be able to play, and the bigger you go, the harder it's going to be to get into some of those tight tracks. Single axle is very, very manoeuvrable. Dual axle, you lose some of the manoeuvrability, but you gain a lot in terms of the stability, the load, the dynamics and how it behaves, but you still need to be able to get the trailer in and out of some tight places. Anybody that's seen my videos or seen our YouTube trips knows I'm not too afraid to put the campers into some odd places. I have a very good understanding of angles and pivot points and things like that. So I think what we've seen is that even though it's a dual axle, with the right driving technique and basically the willingness to give it a go, you can get into some pretty cool places. And then for us, seeing how that dual axle setup works in terms of how the van pivots, seeing some of the wheels lift up as we're going over some of the whoop-de-doos and some of the undulations, but actually seeing how the whole van is very, very stable over that rough terrain. It's building our confidence in basically the capabilities of this trailer, and we're always learning. This is what we're away for. It's a brand new van. As much as we want to just come out just going camping, we're actually out here to test the product, but it is why we're out here, because we want to know that the thing is actually going to go where we expect it to go and do what we expect it to do, which means it will do what our customers expect it to do. Let's start with the core of the camper. It's an 18-foot hybrid camper or hybrid caravan. We refer to it as a hybrid caravan because it's full height, but it's still got outdoor cooking facilities. It's very much an outdoor living style of camper. Weight-wise, we're sitting at just over 2.9 tonne, which is empty, which is on par with most things of this size. We've actually knocked a heap of the weight out by using all new composite paneling. So the actual wall panels are a big single piece, vacuum basically sealed, insulated panel with fiberglass external skins. They go into a giant big CNC, essentially cutting machine. All the windows and doors are millimetre perfect precision cut out. Then the walls get stood up and basically the whole camper gets built around it. There's not a single bit of timber in this van. Your floor is a poly honeycomb flooring material, so there's no timber in that, very lightweight. The standard configuration on this trailer is 3.5 tonne, which means you've got a bit over 500 kilos of carrying capacity. We are working currently with the engineers to upgrade this to a 4 tonne rating, and hopefully by the time this video and everything comes out, we'll have a 4 tonne rating on this, which means if you do have high towing capacity, one of the American trucks or an upgraded Land Cruiser, we can actually upgrade that ATM rating, which gives you basically a tonne of carrying capacity, which is phenomenal. We reckon this is a bit of a groundbreaking van. This camper has stuff in it that is, you know, you'd only ever see it on $200,000+ camper trailers, and this is a starting point of less than $100,000. It has in it 3 120 litre water tanks. You can actually carry 360 litres, 2 jerry cans. So if you put your 2 jerry cans, you can actually carry up to 400 litres of fresh water in this trailer, but all the tanks can be isolated. So if you are working to a weight limit or you don't need to carry that much water, fill one tank. You've got 120 litres. It'll operate completely independently of all of the others. And this is one of the things that we're out testing, is to see how that's going to work for us. And we've been doing that. We've got all the tanks filled up, but we've only been picking and choosing which water tanks that we actually want to use. Because you have got a full ensuite in there, you've got a full kitchen in there. So you've got a grey water tank as well, which is where the grey water from your shower and your internal sink is going to run to. So that's the water side of things. In terms of the electrical side of things, well, that's where it just goes to a completely another level, and it's into an area that we've never played with before, and that's actually 48-volt systems. And what we're learning from talking with customers and the developments of technology over the years is how the demands of the electrical systems have changed. We work very, very closely with some really world-class manufacturers of 12-volt systems. But we wanted to see what else, what's new, what's emerging, and 48-volt systems are where some of the market is going when you have big demands. There's always going to be a place for 12-volt systems, but if you want to go to the absolute next level, 48-volt systems is where it's at. Looking at the specs, what we're actually running is a 48-volt Ecoflow electrical system. It's got built into it 3 5-kilowatt batteries. That's a different, obviously, class to amps. If you're trying to convert it, the 15 kilowatt battery system to amps, we're talking over 1,250 amps of battery power. Then you've got your solar system, and we're running over 1,000 watts of solar on the roof of the trailer. That all runs through the Ecoflow system, which is an all-in-one system. Basically, it's controlling all of your vehicle charging, your solar charging. This system is so advanced that if we could actually set it up with a fast charging capabilities. We haven't in this case, and we probably won't because we don't think it's a need for it in Australia, but this system is just, yeah, absolutely phenomenal. It's then also got built into it I think it's a 3,600 watt inverter system, which is enormous. And that's allowing us to actually create this van where you can basically run and live like you're on the grid, but you're off the grid because you've just got so much battery power. Running a 48-volt system, you're using a fraction of the power that you would in a 12-volt system. And there's probably a whole nother video on why you would use a 48-volt system over a 12-volt system. But in short, a 48-volt system is going to use effectively a quarter of the usable power. A little bit hard to explain, but effectively it's a quarter of the power that you're going to use in a 12-volt system. You've got a screen that's telling you exactly what power is going into the van. You've got it's telling you where that power is going, how long you've got left. It's telling you individually what each battery is doing. If you do cold climate camping, it's actually going to heat the batteries up for you. You can control all of this on your smartphone. You can turn your AC power, which is your 240-volt power, on and off all the time, you know, which is going to be running your air conditioning system. This has a twin Dometic induction cooker. We've been making coffees in the morning on the induction cooker. And it uses, you know, next to no power. This is the first and only hybrid camper or hybrid caravan on the market that's 18 foot and can sleep, you know, easily 6, potentially 7. You've got in the front, you've got a full club lounge, which is massive. It's big enough that you can have 3 or 4 kids sitting around there playing a game of cards, having a meal. You've actually got a full kitchen in there with an upright fridge freezer, with twin induction cooker, sink, so much cupboard space. Full-size king master bed. The way we've done that is it's actually a fold-out master bed, which is ridiculously quick and easy to set up. Then down the back is your triple bunks and your separate toilet, shower, ensuite. You've got washing machine, you've got cupboards absolutely everywhere, but it's still very open and it's still very free-flowing. It's beautiful, clean lines, LED lights through it. It's just a beautiful place to be, and it's got everything you could possibly want, but it's in an 18-foot van. This was designed in-house by our team. This isn't just another cookie cutter, you know, run-of-the-mill van. This is all done by us. We've drawn it out, laid it out, started off on a piece of paper, worked through the whole engineering process, and this is a Signature camper through and through. Signature we make a lot of beautiful vans, and this one is just for the family market. This has taken it to the absolute next level. And this is going to be at the Rose Hill Super Show, end of April. So you've got to come and check it out, see this van in person, because this is absolutely epic. We've had a hell of a good time. So this specific van behind us that you're about to see being dragged through all of the, you know, all those creeks and up those hills, this is the actual van that's going to be on display doing the rounds at the show. So come and check it out for yourself, and you can see what we've put this van through. So we've just dragged the new Omaru up the hill. It can happen on tracks like this, is you get a little bit of rain and it just turns basically what is a really easygoing dirt road into basically clay. So we didn't want to rip the track up, so we basically used the winch so we're not, you know, digging tyres into the ground or anything like that. Track's as good as gold, and we're on to the next campsite. It's looking absolutely schmick in there. Bed's where it's meant to be, lounge is still where it's meant to be, bunks are still made up. I think I've still got a shower to use tonight, and apart from a little bit of spilt milk, it's all looking pretty good in there.